Can you believe it's been 40 years already?
It's incredible.
No.
40 years.
Amazing. Hi, I'm Dr. Petrucka. I am the theater director at Northeast Texas Community College.
Hi, I'm Jill Bradley, and I'm the technical theater coordinator here at Northeast Texas Community College.
And we are the theater department. Woo-hoo.
How long have you been doing theater?
Doing theater?
Yes.
Oh, for a very long time. I've been doing theater for as long as I can remember, and you know, once it gets in your blood, it doesn't get out. So
I've been doing theater. I started when I was 15, so for 27 years, I have been doing
she gave
theater
a number.
in some shape or form. I have studied theater in college here, as a matter of fact, and I was a high school and junior high theater arts teacher, and now I work here in the theater department at the college.
What moment in your life made you realize that acting and theater was for you?
I was told, whenever I told my parents, my teachers, I was going to audition for a play, that I was too shy. I could never do it. I wouldn't be loud enough. I shouldn't audition because it would lead to heartbreak. And that fueled me to audition, and I ended up getting the lead, and I found out that on stage I was so comfortable, and it was so much easier than social situations for me, and in the end, being in theater helped me improve on shyness and being comfortable in social situations.
I started my life as what I thought as an athlete. I grew up in a family of 4 brothers and a father who was a football coach, basketball player, all the things. And so I played basketball. My junior year of high school, playing basketball, took a theater class, and the rest is history. However, I was a hothead on the court. And all of a sudden, that competition was there, and sometimes I didn't love that. And then when I did theater my junior year, I found that it was more of a team effort than I had ever experienced before. And that competition that drove me in sports faded away. And it was all, we are doing something for the betterment of this show. We are getting this show out there to the audience. We are telling this story. And I wasn't a hothead anymore. Not that if you were to know me, you'd be like, oh, Paige is a hothead? What? But back in the day, I was. So I will say theater brings out the best in me. And that's why I just latched onto it and never let go.
If you had one reason why someone who does not know anything about theater should look into it, what would that reason be?
Theater bleeds into every area of your life, and I like to talk about that in my theater appreciation classes. We are always in performative mode, whether we know it or not, except when we're home and alone and whatever. We're always in performative mode. We always, no matter what job we have, wherever we are in the world, in our lives, will have to find the skills necessary to stand up in front of a group of people and convey something, whatever that is. And the more comfortable you are on stage, the more you can continue to be yourself, and you don't have to close yourself off, and you don't have to be afraid. You can say what you need to say in a manner that you feel proud of, that you are comfortable with, and you are able to. So that's the first thing. The second thing is theater teaches you collaboration better than anything I have ever experienced in my life. Guess what? We have to collaborate throughout the rest of our lives, or we should. Anyway, we always have to be working with people, and we need to find a way to talk to them for the betterment of the show, the production, whatever it is. So theater bleeds into every area of your life, and we would love to help you with those skills. We would absolutely love to help you with that.
I would say it builds empathy and community, which are 2 of the most important things a person can have. We need to understand where everyone else is coming from and doing theater helps us put ourselves into other people's shoes, into new situations. And then, as Paige said, you work, you collaborate with people that maybe you would have never met outside of theater. And it just expands your worldview and makes you a more understanding and collaborative person.
100%.
Now, you both mentioned around the lines the word community.
Yeah.
So, why did you end up choosing Northeast Texas Community College? What brought you here?
What a good question.
I honestly feel like Northeast Texas Community College chose me twice. The first time I came here, I was at a different college previously. I wasn't fitting in there. It wasn't the right place for me, and I broke my foot, and I had to come home. And then in the spring semester, I enrolled out here under the direction of Douglas Hoppick, and I found a home. I found my people. I found a place where I could grow as an artist. It was incredible. And then fast forward many years later, I was at a point in my life where I was feeling a bit lost professionally, personally, and I come to Northeast Texas Community College to do a show with the community theater, and I meet Paige Petrucka, who opened the door for me again to this wonderful place. And again, I found my home thanks to her and this place.
A little bit. Honestly, that was beautiful.
Very beautiful.
I feel very lucky. I didn't get my doctorate till later in life. Eventually I knew I wanted to do theater full time, because for a very long time I was just working during the day, supporting myself, doing theater at night. And I was so unsatisfied with these paper pushing jobs that were just miserable. And the only time I felt alive was when I was doing theater at night. I started doing a little film as well, and I was really enjoying film work, theater, although that's my home, truly. And I knew if I wanted to do theater full time, I had to get as high a degree as I possibly could, because I love education, I love teaching, I love school. So later in life, I got my PhD, and the way I was able to finally get my way in as a full-time professor was to start adjuncting. So I got my doctorate. I was an adjunct, which is a part-time professor at a couple of universities, and that got my feet wet. I wasn't doing any other job at that point. I was just adjunct. I was doing theater, and I loved it, and I loved the teaching, and I started looking for full-time work. And I was in Kansas before I came here, and this wonderful opportunity presented itself, and that was that post-COVID, actually during COVID, the theater department and the whole building here closed during COVID. Post-COVID, when the world was starting to wake up and come back out, there was this job for the theater director, starting from nothing and seeing what we could do. And what an incredible challenge that was. And I will say, when I came down and I interviewed for the job, I fell in love with the space. For me, so much about theater is the space. I fell in love with the space. I met the administrators. I met the people that interviewed me. I took a tour of the campus. And I felt like this was just what I needed. I really like to rally people, get them excited, to get them going. And I thought, well, this is a challenge. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. And there's the legacy of Mr. Douglas Hoppick, who so respected, started the theater department here at NTCC, and is so beloved in the community. It was going to be a tough challenge, but I was ready. I was all in. I was ready to do it. And when I got the job, I was thrilled, moved down here, and day one, I had in all of my classes, I had, 8 students. I did not have a lot of people. I was starting from nothing, and I had a tiny, tiny budget, and you need money productions. So I didn't have students, I didn't have money, and the phrase kept going through my mind, and I kept telling my boss, I kept saying, if you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come. And I decided we were going to do shows. I didn't have any students, I didn't have any people, but I was going to open it up to the community. I was going to make friends. I went out to high schools, I recruited, and we did shows. We did shows. I was begging a lot of people. And I was fortunate enough to have a faculty member who actually teaches over in the automotive department that was in both of my shows my very first year here. And I was so thankful for his help. And so many people in the community had my back. And I'll tell you, I'm off topic a little bit, but NTCC is a special place. And it's hard to put your finger on exactly why, but I can tell you for me, that very first year here, it started with the administrators. That I had the president, vice presidents, staff, and faculty come to my shows, not knowing me, not having theater in this building for over a year, well over a year. And they came and they supported me and the kids and the program. And that has never deviated. And I'm starting my 5th year in next month. I was going to say in the fall, just a month away, starting my 5th year. I'm thrilled. And we are growing by leaps and bounds. And I will say, I'm just talking a lot. I love it. Bringing this person on, meeting Jill and bringing her on, we exploded. We exploded because she had all this history and all of these. She knew the community here better than me. And I was able to tap into that. And she reached out to her people, and we had her expertise and her knowledge and my passion and joy. Not that you don't have passion, but I'm a little over the top, and I know this. I accept that. But having us work together, I mean, we are such a great balance. And our shows, I think, have just been exceptional. So I am so thrilled to see where we go, where we continue to go.
There seems to be this theme of a startup. NTCC was a startup, a kickstart for many people, for many generations that have come through this campus. Yeah. How did NTCC shape your life?
When I started out here, I was about 19 years old, and I met Douglas Hoppick, and I watched him direct. I watched the way he chose shows. I watched the way he treated his students, and I knew I wanted to be in education. So from there, I became a junior high and high school teacher, and I brought in that sense of empathy that he had instilled in me, the skills he instilled in me, and it really helped me build community in my classroom. And I have to say, when I came back, I was amazed that NTCC had hired another person who had the same values, who had the same passion for this program. It's like NTCC attracts the right people, and she was absolutely the right person to revive this program and bring it back to what I knew it to be.
Theater gives you the opportunity to walk in someone else's shoes. Just in and of itself, telling a story. You, as an actor, start to create and have this empathy for someone who's totally different from you, this character. You have to fall in love with them, even if they're a villain. It doesn't even matter, but when you walk in their shoes, you are changed. And we should be, as a society. We should be changed, because everybody's different, and everybody has value. And everybody has the right to walk on this planet Earth as who they are, for who they are. So our unofficial motto of the theater department, and I just created this last year, but it's that you have a place with us. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, you can feel like an outsider, you can feel like a popular person, you can feel like just blah, whatever. You want to come here, you have a place with us. I guarantee it. In the end, we're all just stories. Let's make it a good one. So, we're all stories. Let's make it a good one. Happy 40th anniversary, NTCC, and here's to many more.